and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do like a little spend the evening with me, cook some dinner, and then have like a nice girly catch up because I've got some questions from Instagram. It's really been a while since the girl talk. My voice is going. I've just got back from a festival, right? And it was my first festival camping since I was literally 17, and it was so much fun. Like, I want to cry when I think about it. You know, when you get back from something and you're like, oh my, I need to like stop moving from that light. You know, when you get back from something and you're like, oh my god, that was so good, but I've still got my wristbands on. I haven't parted with them yet. I literally had like no food. All I had was like a sausage baguette at like 10 in the morning. Got back and I was like, well, great, I need something good, I need something yummy. What are we gonna have for dinner? But you know, when your whole energy of your body's gone, no energy left. Oh my god, prayers answered. Completely forgot I'd ordered HelloFresh. Actually pause your HelloFresh subscriptions. So it was half term last week. I thought I'm not going to have it this week, so I have no idea where we're going to be, what we're doing, but I knew I wanted it this week to get back into routine. It is so easy. You can literally just pause it online, and I am so glad I ordered really good summer recipes this time. So look at this salmon, please. How unreal does that look? That is what I'm going to have tonight in my belly because it looks so good. I also got this chicken. Every week they've got over 44 recipes and they start from £3.15 per serving. The money saving with HelloFresh is just insane. Like, if you haven't done HelloFresh, just try it and I promise you, you won't go back. Fresh ingredients delivered to your door. All you do is match the recipe card. So I've got number 32 here. It's got all the ingredients here and then it's got step-by-step instructions on the back of what you have to do. Really healthy, yummy meals. I mean, this is teriyaki sriracha salmon and ginger rice bowl with pak choy, pickled radishes and spring onion, which I'd never normally make. It's their salmon special. Love salmon, and I mean, for the money. I went into a supermarket the other day, right, and I was like, why is everything so expensive? HelloFresh is just a no-brainer. I've also got a code which will get you 60% off your first box and 25% off your next 2 months, which is unreal. And that's also for customers that cancelled in the last 12 months. So it's just a great time to be alive, okay? We're going to cook this tonight. We're going to eat that, and then I need to wash my hair because, as you can imagine from the festival, it looks wet and it's actually greasy. And then we're going to have a good catch-up about toxic relationships and really awful co-parenting. So I've got my bag here, 32. It's got all the ingredients in it, pre-measured, all ready to go. One of my favourite things as well is no food wastage. I mean, if I haven't got HelloFresh, haven't ordered it, and I'm like, I need to get dinner, the wastage we have and the money I spend is ridiculous. The money saving with HelloFresh, the organisation. I'm such an unorganised person and it gives order to my life. So I'm just going to get all the ingredients out of this bag and cook it now, and I'll be back. Look at the salmon. Sorry. And then this is the sauce that's going to go on it. It's like a teriyaki and sriracha sauce that I'm about to pour onto the salmon. Sorry, look at that. Pickled radishes, teriyaki salmon, ginger rice, and then pak choy and broccoli. How unreal does that look? Nom. I just feel so fantastic. My belly is full. I've just had a shower. And I'm going to do my nighttime routine and just have a little girly catch up. The HelloFresh meal was, I know I say it every time, but I feel like it's one of my favourites. The teriyaki salmon with the sesame seeds. Oh my god, so good. And with my code, I'll pop it on the screen here for you. You can get 60% off your first box and 25% off your next 2 months. And that is available for customers also who cancelled in the last 12 months. I promise you, you will not regret trying HelloFresh. Just try it for a week. The order it brings to your life, the money you save, the yummy food you eat. It's just insane. So I'll pop that on the screen for you and I'll also put the link in the description. There is no better feeling than having a shower and feeling clean. Do you know what I mean? Like, feeling clean. I feel so good. I mean, I haven't washed my hair, but just put in a plait. And my bedtime routine is quite simple, you know. So I use LMS cleansing balm. This stuff. So I've had this pot for probably almost a year now. Actually, no, probably less than a year. Why can't I open it? I've had it so long that like I broke the silver bit. And it smells like a spa. Like, the smell of that is a spa. I need to get a new one. But you can use this to take like your makeup off. But I obviously use it to take my makeup off. But in the evenings, do you know what I love doing? So I've got no makeup on. I've had a shower. I've scrubbed my face as well in the shower. And you'll see how good this stuff is. I just rub it in my hands like this. And I just put it all over my skin. like that. You only need the tiniest amount. My friend was like, how has yours lasted so long when mine literally lasts not long? Watched her do it. Oh my god, she uses like a whole lump. You need the tiniest amount, and then you just rub it on. I'm going to leave that on whilst we have a chat, and then at the end I'll rub it off with some cotton pads. Cotton pads I use personally because I've got eyelash extensions, but you can also use like just warm water, and it just feels so incredible, and it's perfect. And then after this I'm going to lay in bed and watch the new Ghostbook 2. But I thought we'd have a little catch up because obviously Teen Mum UK OGs is coming so soon. It's in production at the moment. I've just finished filming, which is why I was so absent from YouTube for quite a while, because you can't do both. Like I literally film my whole entire life. Like they'd be here at like 8 in the morning like, hi, and I'd be like, hi. So Teen Mum, I personally think is one of the most like intrusive but real shows, because they literally film everything. So I filmed that I've literally started filming in January, and it's coming really soon. But obviously the New Girl series was on as well, and yeah, I feel like there's so much has happened. I personally think, I obviously haven't seen what it's been edited like yet, but I personally do feel like it's probably very dramatic. A lot went on. But one of the questions I get asked so often, and I feel like I never answer, because obviously so much is answered on the show, but is co-parenting. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about co-parenting now for anyone that is struggling, because when I tell you, I said not long ago, I think I'm the queen of co-parenting. I literally said those words, and this year it's just been awful, and we just don't get along whatsoever. So we're back going through, like, it's a weird one now. It's sort of like, if I have to, I will message or call, but we just go through his mum, because it just got to the point where it's just like, no, just couldn't see eye to eye. Just better if we just don't even have that sort of co-parenting relationship, which obviously is a shame for Malia, because it's nice. I think it's so important for children to obviously see their parents getting along, but then at the same time I don't think as a mother or father you should feel any sort of guilt if you can't get along, and feel like you have to feel pressured to have this amazing co-parent relationship for your child to be happy. Just remove yourself from the situation. It's better for them to see no relationship at all than to see constant arguing and butting heads and tension. So that's what I've sort of chosen to do now, really. I just think it's just best for it to not be this forced co-parent relationship. And I think this is what happens when you have children when you're quite young. Like, I'll meet people and they'll be like, oh my god, yeah, me and my kids that get along so well, like we're really good friends actually. I'm like, we will never be friends ever. And I think when you have children young, obviously you're both growing so much. Like, the person I was when I was 18 to who I am now, like, I think I'm unrecognisable. So to try and maintain a good relationship for your children with someone that you had a child with when you were 18 or quite young, it's quite hard, because you're both completely different people. And I look back now and I'm like, we've always been different people, but as we've got older, that's shown more. Well, do not try and make any form of good co-parenting relationship whilst you're going through that breakup if it's not good. If you break up and you're really civil and things are great, obviously, yeah, amazing. If you can still go on days out together and you can still do nice things and things like that, amazing. But I'm talking if you do not get along at all and you're really trying to like make that relationship better, I would just really leave it. And then if time's gone on, so like for example, me and my daughter's dad, we broke up 6 years ago. 6 years. So if it's that point, I think you get to a point in life where you're like, I need to remove the toxic from my life and I can't do this anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to protect my own peace, and I believe in that so much. Protecting your peace is key in life. Things that are unnecessarily stressing you out, there's some things you can't help, but things that are unnecessarily stressing you out, lowering your energy, making you feel like shit, basically. If you can make steps to remove that from your life, then do so. So in terms of your child's father, if it's so bad, you're like, we don't get along, like swearing, name calling, arguments, if you can go through somebody else, so like their mum, for example, if they're quite accessible, and it's not ideal because having to message their mum or their brother or their sister to be like, hi, is this okay, is that okay, isn't ideal. It's annoying, it's long, it's so annoying. But if you, and I'm talking this as the last resort, you physically have nowhere to go. Do you know what I mean? You've tried this, you've tried that, you've tried reasoning, you've tried not arguing, you've tried biting your tongue, you've tried talking about it, nothing's working, then go through somebody else until the dust settles, until you feel a bit better, until, you know, the tension and the anger isn't there anymore, and then try again. But I just want anyone to know that is trying to co-parent, that can't, and it's just a disaster. You are not alone whatsoever. It's one of the hardest things I think to do, co-parent with someone, especially someone that you just don't get along with, that you don't see eye to eye with. It's so tricky. And that's my only advice that I have for it, to be honest, and riding the wave, and just, it is what it is. You have to always look at the positives. If you didn't have to have them in, like, you have to have them in your life to have your beautiful child, and you had this beautiful child, and you would never change your children from the world. So it is what it is. And yeah, that's my stance on co-parenting at the moment. But that's my biggest, people always say to me, oh, are you getting along still, and how's things? And no. But I mean, if you watch Team UK, you'll find out why. Next thing as well was, I've touched on it a couple times, like in other videos, and I feel like I go into the comments, and loads of the comments are like saying, asking for advice, or like giving me advice, or talking that they're going through the same thing. And that is coming out of a toxic relationship, situationship cycle, and meeting someone and being in a healthy relationship. Why does anyone talk about how hard that is? Because, right, so I was in a really awful relationship. Awful. It completely, I feel like it just altered my brain chemistry. Like, awful. Obviously, I know most of you, if you have watched my channel for a while, you'll know about it. And if you haven't, there's a video further down about it. And I really had time on my own for a bit after that. And then I did meet my ex, and that was quite a short relationship. At the start, I was like, oh my God, you know, all the start feelings. And very soon into the relationship, it wasn't right, and it ended. And then I really had time on my own. Like, I had like almost a year where I was dating, like I went on dates with people, and like nothing was right. And then obviously then I met my boyfriend that I've been with now just over 10 months. Which at this point, with anyone I've been with before, we've broken up 10 million times, deleted pictures of Instagram, put them back up again. And me and Ollie are going from strength to strength. But I have struggled so much. Like, I haven't struggled being with him, and I've always known I wanted to be with him. Like, he makes me so happy. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. I feel content. I feel at peace with him. Like, but quite quickly after the honeymoon period wore off with me and him, and it got to like to real, you know, that's all gone now, all the excitement, that bit's gone. I don't know, like I found myself really picking arguments, and it was like we'd have an argument because of me. Like, say for example, he's really busy at work, and I'm like, you've been online way too much and not replied. Like, I found it so hard to trust. And not trust as in like cheating trust, because that's just something I just really don't worry about. Like, I have little thoughts, like every girl, if they don't worry about, like, have little thoughts about their man, like, oh my God, he's out tonight, hope he, like, everything's all right. But like, it was more intentions, I think, is what I really find hard to trust with. Like, are you just going to really hurt me and leave? Are you going to turn completely psycho and just be horrible and ruin my life? Like, I just don't trust that what someone's saying is genuine, because I think words are so easy, aren't they, to hit it. But how do you trust what someone's saying? And like, I know it sounds really stupid, because it's like, well, you just trust them until proven not to. But in day-to-day life situations in a relationship, I found it so hard. I was picking arguments. When I look back now, I think I was probably very, very hard to be with, because I was just horrible. Like, and I recognise that. Like, I feel like I became the toxic person, and I know that sounds really weird. And like, when I say that, I don't mean like controlling or horrible, but like, just toxic behaviours and patterns, like the starting the arguments and trying to twist it around, like, no, that was you. Like, I just really fell into this pattern, and I looked at myself and I was like, I don't want to be like this, and this isn't me. I'm not a horrible person. I'm not a toxic person. Like, what is going on? And it literally took like a lot for me to sort of trying to get myself out of that pattern and really like rewind and be like, why am I doing this? Like, he isn't, like, I don't know. And basically what now, and this is my advice again, like what I've sort of now gone through, because you know us girls, we love going through things and sharing it, is you have to really try to be self-aware. So like, I sort of lay in bed at night and look at how I'd been that week and be like, Am I happy with how I've been? Will I be happy with someone treating me the way that I've been this week? Probably not. I've been rude, I've been moody, I've been, you know, standoffish, argumentative. And just over time I sort of started thinking, I don't want to lose him. Like, I don't want to lose this person from my life at all. So I need to sort of stop. So I sort of started trying to really like breathe and think before I said what I was about to say. But my biggest thing is, you can't like magic all your trauma and what you've gone through to go from your brain and not affect you anymore. And unfortunately, when you do meet someone, or if you have met someone in the same sort of position that you think is amazing, like love them to pieces, but why am I being such a bitch to them? It stems from so many different things. Like, you've got that trauma, you've got all of that in your head, like, and it's so hard to let go of. And I think it's so hard to explain to someone that doesn't understand, that hasn't been through it. So I hope whoever's watching this, if you've stuck with this video because you have been in the same situation or are in the same situation, will understand that it's so hard to explain. Like, right now I don't even know if I'm making sense, but it's time. So like, you can't instantly trust what someone's saying to you is true. And when you've gone through a lot and, you know, you haven't been treated right, it's even harder. But I think actions over time, and it's just time. For a breakup, it's time. No matter what someone says to you, no matter what you do, nothing will make you feel a million times better until the time's passed. And the same in this relationship. Like, I look back at how I am now compared to like 2 months ago, and I think it was just the time to see for myself that he is genuine and what he's saying is true, because I just couldn't take the words he was saying as facts. Like, I would be like, you're like, no, like, you're lying, basically, you're a liar. And that's from like everything that I've been through personally. And it is just time. It is just literally time to build up that trust with someone that initially you probably should have straight away, but because of what you've been through, you don't have. And I also think if they're the right person, they will work through that with you. They will be there for you. They will support you. But I think the best thing you can do, especially with like a new partner or someone you started seeing, is if you feel comfortable to, after a while, open up and tell them what you've been through. Even if you haven't been through, like, okay, for example, an abusive relationship, if you've just been through, you've been cheated on, you've been lied to, you've been just gaslighted the whole way through a relationship, or even down to like you've had a really good relationship and someone's just left, anything like that, once you start being comfortable with someone, open up to them like a friend. Like, just say, like, this is what I've gone through, this is my stance now. And I think just taking it so slow and taking it at your own pace can help so much. Yeah, where I am at the moment, I feel like I need like a general catch up. So obviously I moved in with my dad at the beginning of the year because he has got cancer, and my tenancy was up on my house and I wanted to buy this year. So I was speaking to my dad and he was like, you know, you could tell that he was lonely, like from what he was saying. He was like, what about here? And I was like, no, Dad, like, and then I thought, actually, that's great. And now it's the best thing I did. Like, we have dinner together, we lay in the garden together. Like, I've spent so much time with him that I wouldn't have spent with him if I rented somewhere else. Anyway, I've now saved for a house. I've saved for a house. And like, I started sort of saving as soon as I could, really, as soon as I had my blowout last year and decided I had no responsibilities whatsoever, and took me and Marley off on holiday all the time. But yeah, so that was my goal, and the goal is now to actually physically buy the house. I'm not going to say what, where, who, what time, what date, because I started thinking the other day and I was like, don't tell people what you're doing until you've done it. So I'm not going to say any more about that, because things change and I don't want to be like, oh my god, I'm buying a house, and everyone be like, what happened to the house? But yeah, that's where I'm at. Me and Ollie are really, really good. We went for a rough patch, I'd say. But it was a rough patch like I've never had a rough patch before. Rough patches in previous relationships were like everything deleted off social media, we've broken up, blocked. Like, we've never even blocked each other's numbers, but it was just really trying to like work out how to be together. And it wasn't hard, but it was hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was me trying to overcome my personal like struggles, and we're in a really good place now. In a much better place. Obviously we still have ups and downs. I'm not going to come on here and say, oh my god, by the way, you know, we always talk about breakups and men being trash, but like, now my man's great, so don't care. Like, we have ups and downs, we bicker, we butt heads, but I'm happy. I feel content. I feel for the first time in such a long time like mine and Marley's relationship's really good now. not that it hasn't ever been, but like she went through a phase of really misbehaving, and I just felt like she was out of control and I couldn't handle her. But I feel like we've brought that back around now. Things are positive. I'm not gonna cry today. And yeah, so that was just a co-parenting moan, moving on from toxic relationships to new relationships, little life update. I'm gonna take this off now, so wait, bear with me 1 second. Normally I would take it off with cotton wool, like cotton pad and warm water, but I thought this would be quicker for now. But these are like really natural wipes. So after that, oh my god, and it makes your skin feel so good. I don't know. Bear in mind, I wash my face in the shower, so at this point normally you'd obviously get out the shower, wouldn't you? And just be done. Makes you feel so good. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe as normal. Leave me any comments if you want to have a chat. If you know you're struggling with co-parenting, you just come out of a relationship, you're struggling with moving on and starting a healthy relationship. Yeah, and I hope everyone's good. I hope like life's treating you well. 2023 is a good year. We've had bad years, haven't we? Collectively, and I hope this year is a really good year for everyone. And if it's not, I'm sending love. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm having a great day today, but if you spoke to me last week, I'd probably be saying something completely different. But we ride this wave together, don't we? And we are fine. Okay, I did actually wash my face quite good in the shower today, but that's like what's... You can see it's still quite dirty considering I literally just scrubbed my face. So I hope you enjoyed this little spend the evening with me video. I'm going to watch a little bit of Power and get into my nice warm bed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.